loans are a type of loan. It's where you lend money to a corporation and get the money plus interest back later. Bonds are safe from all losses except when the company goes bankrupt. In this situation, bondholders are paid before stockholders. Bonds are rated on how safe they are. AAA is the safest. The lower the bonds are, the more interest you get and the more risk they have. CDs, also called certification deposit, is very similar. The main difference is that bonds will decrease in value when inflation happens, but CDs won't. And if the corporation goes bankrupt with CDs, you are still guaranteed money.
Excellent job. And I also like this diagram you've included here, kind of showing that, if you want to make a little bit of interest on your money, that you can do so with a savings account, with a certificate of deposit 1 year, a 5-year, or a bond. But it kind of shows that maybe the savings bond you can access if you need the money, but also you're not going to get a big return. With CDs and bonds, you will get a higher rate of return, which makes it more appealing in terms of investments. So when we invest, you can invest in stocks, you can invest in mutual funds, you can also invest in CD by purchasing a CD or purchasing a bond. And so in this situation, as you pointed out, what happens is rather than we're familiar with borrowing money from like a bank for a loan, in this case you are loaning the company money, and then they're paying that back plus interest. And then we pointed out some other things, some other differences here. Of course, that some bonds will decrease in value when inflation happens, but CDs typically won't. Do any of you know if you have any like savings bonds or anything? Have any of you ever received a savings bond like as a gift or?
I don't think so. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I got a few savings bonds, and then
I got some.
you get like the original face value back plus interest. And I remember when I was in college, a lot of them had matured at that point, so I kind of sold back the savings bonds and then used that money for like textbooks and stuff. It was pretty nice. But this is a different type of investment, and also, as you pointed out, if the company doesn't do well, with the exception of maybe like going bankrupt with a bond, these are pretty safe. Your CDs and your bonds, for the most part, are pretty reliable. Getting a savings bond through like the government is probably one of the safest investments you can make because the chances of, like the government going bankrupt, defaulting, it's like slim to none, it's not going to happen. Knock on wood, although it doesn't seem like that's ever going to happen. So pretty safe bet for savings bonds and CDs. And so those are some things that you might find in a mutual fund, or you can get it independently as well. And the reason why we put some money maybe in shares and we put some money in savings bonds and CDs or mutual funds is because we don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket. We don't want to just invest solely in one particular company or one particular security, which is what we're going to learn about next.